Hi, this is Zach here with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Thursday, the 20th of November. Starting with the S&P, where it looks as though we found yet a new floor for this market at the uptrend line there from April, so widening the channel before. It was sort of like that before, so we've fallen out of it. But good chance that this may be the right width for the channel. The floor of the channel there around 6,600. Above that, looking for the 50-day line initially at 67.12. Obviously, the best case scenario would be up to 7,000 maybe by the end of the year, but obviously as every day goes by, we are delaying that potential scenario. There is a break to the downside, 65.50, the October support zone, a favored destination. Moving along to the Nasdaq 100, and here also got a bit of a price channel widening. Normally it would be, or it's very fair that it's actually near the 50-day line, but obviously we have widened as we did it with the S&P. One could argue, I suppose, that it's a bit higher there as well. So the old January resistance line probably not really needed now. So we've got the channel there, floor of the channel, just above 24,000, top of the channel, heading for 26,500. Ideally, we'd like to see a decent end of day close back above the 50-day line, 24,945, in order to reignite the upside for the tech stock index. Moving on to the stocks and starting off with Haoxin, and here you can see that we've got this sort of falling wedge shape there, and that we're looking for a break of the top of the wedge there, which is currently around the 88 cents mark, and if we can get through that, basically yesterday's high, then looking for the 50-day line initially at $1.10, hopefully by the end of this month. Another stock to look at the moment is coming up. Well, we hope it's one to look at, Lunai and or Lunai, perhaps. Here you can see that we've got this falling trend channel. We've broken through the 50-day line for the first time since back in July, and above that 50-day line at $1.25, looking for the top of the channel there at $2.20. And looking for that by the end of next month. Decent chart coming up next in this form of magnitude. Here we've broken our first target there, which was basically the 200-day moving average, and the top of that rising trend channel base, $3.20, above $3.20. Looking for a fresh leg to the upside as high as $5.70, and looking for that by the end of next month. So high hopes there for this situation, where the key is holding above the $3.20 area. Star of the show at the moment is Nvidia, which soothed nerves, I would presume. We were looking for 180 to be the floor, and 180 became basically the floor. I think the lowest point there, 179.65, so not a bad support call there. Current situation is that we've got the shares back above back above the 50-day line. They're around $186. Above that, the next level up to $200, as that was resistance on the way down. Don't want to see the market back below $175. That's probably the fairest one can say at the moment. If you're cautious, you wait for the RSI to get back above neutral 50 versus 47 before thinking that the worst is over. On to a situation called Ridegtech, and here you can see we've had a mid-move consolidation breakout. We are now on our third target being hit, which is remarkable, $4.90, and the next level up is coming up, and that will be the upper parallel of the third target. So the fourth target, they're going up to $6, and we're looking for that by the end of next month, probably expecting a little bit of a pullback or a little bit of consolidation, perhaps towards the $4 level before a new leg to the upside gets underway. Nice setup coming up here at Santech, and here you can see why we've gapped up off the floor of the channel, and while we're above recent broken resistance around 91 cents, looking at the top of the range and the top of the channel there as high as $1.60 by the end of next month. A bit of a aggressive target there, but if you don't like that, then probably the 50-day line 124 would do the trick, at least initially. Moving along to Sigma, and here we've had another target hit, another technical target hit there, which is the top of that channel, top of the range, around $9.20. Above that, looking for the upper parallel of that rising trend channel base from April, as high as $13.30 by the end of next month. On to the last two, and the first one is SG Blocks, and here looks like a nice turnaround situation. We've broken through the 50-day line for the first time in a long time, since back in July. And while we're above that at $4.59, looking for the top of the range, as high as $10 by the end of next month. So let's see if the stock can deliver the goods, i.e. SG blocks. Finishing off with yesterday's top riser, and very interesting, the massive breakthrough that this situation achieved, the previous high there on WeShop around the 59, well, basically around the $60 mark. Obviously, we overshot that by a massive amount. What will be interesting to see now is whether for today's session, maybe we can stay above the halfway point of that range, so towards 140, let's say, and also if we can actually beat yesterday's peak up to the $250 level. So two things to look at for today's session. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.